Taking care of ourselves is not selfishness, that's
Yeah.
strategy. Leadership is not about creating followers, it's
Yes.
about
Creating
creating
more
more leaders. And the patient say, "Mala खूप छान दिसतंय," the satisfaction
That
and
you
the
get.
joy in their eyes, the smile on their faces
Yeah.
was something which was incredible.
Hello and welcome back to the Blue Bindi podcast, where we talk about finance, womanhood, and everything in between. Today's conversation is about leadership, legacy, and what it takes to build a small venture into an institution. But more than that, the conversation is also about womanhood, family, ambition, and the juggling act that comes with building a career while building a life. Joining us today is Dr. Anika Herur. She's an ophthalmic surgeon and managing director at Anil Eye Hospital Group. What began in 1997, a small clinic which she joined after a marriage, has grown into 7 hospital centers today. Beyond a surgical practice, Dr. Herur is the honorary president of the Maharashtra Ophthalmological Society and a member of the FPS Women's Empowerment and Networking Committee. So, Dr. Herur, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's get started. You're an accomplished ophthalmic surgeon. But what inspired you back then to become a doctor?
So actually, when I was in school, I had seen a movie, okay, in which Balraj Sahni was the main character, and
Okay.
he was a doctor in a village.
Okay.
And when I saw that movie and when the kind of passion and dedication that he had, without any kind of selfish motive, and the kind of hard work that he was doing, it really touched my heart.
Wow.
So at that time itself, I had made up my mind that yes, this is something which I want to become and I want to do for the rest of my life.
So Bollywood plays an important role. It makes me realize
You
that
never know,
triggers.
how children get influenced
Inspired.
by.
Yeah, 100%.
When I finished my 12th standard, okay, it was choice between engineering and medicine.
Okay.
And since I had got excellent marks, in fact, I got better marks on the engineering side. So I was some second or third in the list for UDCT, and my father and everybody was saying,
Pushing
okay,
for
now
you
you
to
can
take.
easily go to US within 3 years and your life is done. So they had literally
Planned that for
planned
you.
everything for me. But then I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So in fact, then my mom took me to one of her colleagues' son.
Okay.
It was in Sion Hospital. He was an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay.
And I still remember walking down the corridors of Sion Hospital, and there are patients running around and doctors running around with stethoscopes around their necks. And my mom was saying, oh my God, it's so chaotic. And I was like, so
Wow.
one more inspiration. So then when I went in and we met him, probably I thought she must have already, told him something. So when I met him, he said, no, nowadays medicine is very hectic. You need a lot of hard work. If you're getting engineering, go ahead.
Go for it.
So then when we came out, my mom was happy. Yes, I said,
Convinced.
but then she said, okay, what's your decision? I said, no, I'm not changing my
You
decision.
must be like, thank you for getting me here. I'm even more
Yes,
inspired,
even
and
more
I'm sure
inspired.
that this is what I want to do.
Yes,
So that was your
absolutely.
calling.
And in fact, when I got the admission, it was in Sion Hospital.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Again a coincidence.
So I've done my MS, DOMS, FCPS, DNB,
Oh my
everything from Sion Hospital.
So that was clear. You were sorted that I want to become a doctor. But why an eye doctor?
So there were a few reasons for that. One is in the third MBBS, okay, I was the topper. So I was the topper in Maharashtra. So I must have got some 18-20 medals at that time. And I had a choice of any field.
Okay, you could pick any
field. Now, if I had to decide, it was a surgical field that I wanted, that was for sure. And when I was in my training in MBBS, I used to attend OPDs in various departments because it is a part of your curriculum.
Yeah.
So you have to attend ENT and OPD and general surgery, medicine, gynecology. At that time, when you get exposure to all these departments, it makes an impression on your mind.
Yeah.
So when I was in the ophthalmology department and I was looking at how the eye doctors were talking to their patients, old patients who have come to you for cataract, and when the surgery is done, they'll say, Aji, खूप छान नजर है तुमची. खूप छान. Then the patient say, मला खूप छान दिसतंय. The satisfaction
That
and
you
the
get.
joy in their eyes, the smile on their faces was something which was incredible. So again, that immediately
Connected with you.
connected
This is
with
what
me.
I would
So
want.
out of all, I mean, each of these departments are good in their own way.
Obviously.
So, but this was what actually touched me. I said, no,
This is
if
what
I have a chance, then I would want this.
marrying into a family of doctors, how did you carve your journey here? How did you settle in? How did you manage work and family? So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so actually, that's a very, very important part of our lives.
Hmm.
And I still remember one of my colleagues had told me, "Aapko to महल मिला है."
Oh,
So it was that you have already a family with an
Doctors.
eye hospital, so
हाँ.
all you have to do is just work.
hmm.
But it's not that easy. You know, ऐसे कहते हैं कि रास्ते विरासत में मिल जाते हैं लेकिन मंजिलें नहीं.
100%.
Okay? तो मंजिलों के लिए आपको खुद अपने
मेहनत
कदमों
करनी
से
है.
चलना पड़ता है.
Hmm.
So it is that, you know, and at that point of time, my son was just 3 months old.
Oh my.
I had just come out of training and just begun practice. I had to manage the house as well as take care of the family. And my husband was still in training.
Okay.
So there were multiple
Things that were
you
happening.
need to take
Yeah.
care. And as a young mother, you're very protective about your child. So
Yeah.
I requested my mother-in-law for 3 months. I would at least give
Take
me
care
some
of the
time.
child. Huh.
So then she consented because she wanted to stop practice and
Wanted you to
completely
take over.
hand over to me. And then for the next 3 months, I worked half day so that I can take care of the child as well as
Not leave practice in
Yes.
a way.
And in fact, in the next 6 months, I had another major examination also coming over.
Oh my god.
But that was good
Manageable.
because as I had already done well in my previous exam, that was fine. So it was a difficult task to manage everything, but at the same time, because my in-laws were extremely supportive and guided me the right way and very cooperative staff that we had. So it was a very smooth transition. Even the patients accepted me very nicely because it was the goodwill of my mother-in-law with so many patients, and she had started the hospital in 1972.
Oh
So
my.
Dr. Uma Airo, she was one of the first ophthalmologists in Dombivli
Okay.
and the first woman ophthalmologist.
Wow.
So in fact, looking up to her, it was like I was not in somebody's shadow, but I was standing on the strong shoulders
Yes.
of her.
Yes.
So that in fact gave us more strength.
Yeah. And what
So-
she's built, it was like you need to take it forward. So there was a lot more responsibility also
Absolutely.
on your shoulders
Absolutely.
to keep this going.
Absolutely. And in fact, that makes it even more difficult task.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to start from the beginning. It has a different set of
Yes,
problems,
yes.
not that it's
It's
completely
easy. Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
But here it is that you need to match somebody else.
Yes.
You need to match the expectation of the patients.
Yes.
In fact, I remember when I just started, one of the patients said, "Acha, tumi surgery karnar hai."
Oh.
So it was like, then I had to reassure him. I said, "Please don't worry.
It's
Everything will go fine."
Yeah.
And today, when I look back at that, those same patients come back to me and then they say, "We are so happy."
Oh,
And we
it
have
was
4
just-
generations of patients.
Oh my goodness.
4 generations. So when patients come, they said, "Okay, my parents were operated by you, my grandparents were operated by your mother-in-law."
तो खानदानी डॉक्टर हो गए आप. Wow.
It feels really so
No.
nice.
So yeah, that
Feels very
responsibility, and with that, the way you said, you starting something new, nobody's going to judge you. If you fail, you will feel obviously
Yes.
bad, but you will be given a chance.
Yes.
But already when something is established,
That comparison is
yes,
there.
that comparison,
Yes.
lot more responsibility, and somewhere within you are also constantly thinking, how
Yeah.
will I do it? How
There
will
was
I
a
do it?
patient and it was during my son's marriage. We were supposed to I was supposed to take off for the last 15 days before the marriage. One of our patients came in and said, and she saw that board that was written. Then she came in and congratulated me and she said, "Do you know what, ma'am? 30 years ago, when I entered this hospital, there was a board
Okay.
written that Dr. Uma Arur is taking 15 days off for her son's marriage."
Oh, that time when you guys got
Yes,
married.
When I got married. To
Okay.
my husband. And exactly 30 years later, it's
a
the same
daughter-in-law.
patient coming into the same hospital.
Oh my.
And she's seeing the board.
So the stories, patients,
Yeah.
they are connected, and actually, I mean, when they say no, you like doctors also become like family only. In the way you're
Absolutely.
saying for generations, you are like family to us, extended
Absolutely.
family. I understand that you're a strong advocate of hiring women.
Yes.
With a 15-member team to now, I think you have 200 plus women employees
Yes,
in your
yes,
team.
yes.
Why do you think that women should be, be part of the workforce, and how does that drive the function here?
Yeah. So in the first place, there's actually nothing against any gender in that sense.
No, obviously.
Okay. Now we are in a healthcare system, right? And we have always seen that women are more empathetic.
Yeah.
They listen. They are more caring.
They're more caring. Yeah.
And when patients come to us with their problems, we need somebody who will give them an ear, who will
listen calmly,
and who will, take care of them.
Yeah. And give assurance that it's going to be okay.
Yes, these are all, many of them are older patients. So they are like your parents. So it's very easy for like daughters to connect, That is why we found that women are better as our workforce. That is number one. Number two, important reason is we found that those staff, we started with somewhere like 12 to 15 staff, and today we are 200 plus. We saw that there was some of them who are single mothers, who are having difficulties in their own lives, and they needed a good opportunity to
stand in
become
life
independent and grow. And what better opportunity than we ourselves, like if I as a woman could stand on my own feet and become independent, I think it is an obligation, it's a kind of my duty to see to it that
you're able to give that opportunity to other women.
So there's something called as the ripple effect and the trickle effect.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you create leadership is not about creating followers. It's about creating more leaders.
100%.
And they were able to take charge of their lives, and they got a very good opportunity to see that they were able to earn their own bread for the family. Many of them had problems in the family, own issues, and we were there to support them in everything, right from pregnancy to childcare. There were staff who were there till the last few months of weeks of pregnancy. Then after delivery, they came back to us. Many of them, in fact, many of them. Now their children are grown so much that we are now hiring them.
Oh, wow.
So it's the second generation of staff also.
Wow.
They saw that how that changed their lives. So they did the same for their children. So that education was imparted to their children.
As well.
So when a woman is educated, she educates the entire generation.
100%.
Yeah. So I thought
and
that
you
was
giving that opportunity.
Yes.
I mean, that's also important within us. Feeling that kind of it is somewhere our duty, because we were not privileged, I would say, but we had the opportunity. Exactly. And now also we have the opportunity to give hundreds around that opportunity. So why not? Go ahead and do that. So you did mention how you accommodate all your employees as a family in the organization. So how important do you think that culture is needed, or that's required for a leader to lead the entire team together?
It's so true that when you are leading an organization, it's important to bond with each one of them. You cannot take the entire team forward if you feel that you are just a boss. So what I felt was, when we connect with each one of them at a personal level, their loyalty is more, their attachment is more, and that is why we have one of the least attrition rates.
Okay.
So in fact, when we all began, like I said, when we were a group of 15 or 20, it was more like family. And even now that has extended. So they never called me doctor or ma'am. They always called me Didi.
Oh.
And that was very
That's
touching.
A connect, it's like again the family connect.
Yeah. So absolutely. So it was like, if we had anything, any puja in the family or anything, it was like all of us are together in it. Even for my son's wedding, it was our staff who actually helped us the most.
Okay.
So it is that connection with them that gives us also that feeling of support. That yes, they are all with us together and we are there for them. So if they have any problem in their family also, we are the first ones
to take care or to be with them.
Told, and we see how we can best help them out. Even if it's their personal problems, and we see to it that yes, we support them. Okay, so that their problems become our problems, and then we help them as a team. So I felt always that being a leader is not just about increasing our own business, but it's also taking the entire flock together
with you. Yeah, no, but the way you're saying, the way you mentioned earlier also, that second generation is coming to you
Yes.
for employment.
So they see
you
a woman
see the
as a
connection.
strong leader. So a strong woman stands up for herself.
Yeah.
But a stronger woman stands up for everybody else.
For everybody around. So as someone who talks about women empowerment and financial literacy, what do you think that, you know, women still who are earning, in a way are financially independent, but are still dependent on, you know, their family members or spouse for all their finances? So do you see that at your end
Yes.
as well?
The thing is, if you look at a woman's life, okay, it has three parts.
Hmm.
Okay, the first 25 years of your life, you're dependent on your father.
Hmm.
The middle 25 years, you're dependent on your husband.
Hmm.
And the last 25 years, you're dependent on your son.
Hmm.
Okay, so in each of these, it's the male in the family
Hmm.
that
That's
the woman is
taking
dependent
control.
on. And
Hmm.
the reason is because basically ours is a patriarchal kind of
Culture.
society.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for anybody to say that, yes, you take care of the house, I'll take care of the finances.
Hmm.
It's not about dividing the work. It's
Hmm.
about taking care of your own life.
Hmm.
So being dependent or
Hmm.
independent means what?
Hmm.
When you're independent, you
Hmm.
can take your own decisions.
Hmm.
You can carve out your
Absolutely.
own life.
Yeah.
Okay, do what you feel is right and
Yeah.
what you feel is your ambition in life.
What you want.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I agree that it should not be at the cost of something.
Obviously.
Obviously, we need to take the entire family along.
Together. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you need to be financially independent in order to take your own decisions.
Hmm.
So just earning is not enough.
Hmm.
Earning enough, earning wisely,
Investing.
and investing.
Making sure it grows.
Yeah, making sure it grows
Hmm.
and in the right way.
Yeah.
So many times what happens is we blindly follow somebody else
Hmm.
and we blindly just trust somebody else, and then maybe that works, maybe that doesn't.
Doesn't work.
So if you think that you have carved out your own life,
Hmm.
that is an important part of it.
Yeah.
So I think each and every woman should know,
Hmm.
should learn if she doesn't,
Hmm.
and that has to start today, if
Hmm.
not yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
No,
And as we've spoken, you know, and Blue Bindi also, we keep talking about it, that women are earning, at the same time are investing also. We're not saying that you should know everything,
yes,
but don't leave the control on somebody completely. Just
Yes.
be aware what's happening, where the money is going, how it's growing for you.
yes,
It's on the right track for your goals or
Yes,
not. So
yes.
just be involved.
absolutely.
So with everything that you manage, surgery, consultation, home, 100 other things, how do you juggle? How do you manage? And how do you decide that today I'm going to devote my time to A, B, C? How do you manage?
So I think it's all about prioritization, right? So I think first and foremost, we need to make a vision for ourselves. So when I started also, I decided on what are the goals that I want to do. So whether it is where I want to be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years from now. And
Okay.
if that is what I want to be,
Hmm.
then what all do I need to do?
Okay.
So my phone is filled with my to-do lists.
Okay.
So there are some things which are important, some things which are less important.
Huh.
So that we keep reminding ourselves that
Hmm.
yes, this needs to be done. But
Hmm.
I think all of us have 24 hours in
Yeah.
a day.
Hmm.
Many times I feel that those 6-7 hours that we sleep is a waste of time.
Oh my, okay, being a
But-
doctor, you're saying that.
Yeah, but then we have no option. And that is important for us
Yes.
to energize ourselves.
Yes.
But jokes apart, I think taking care of yourself is very important, because only then you can take care of others.
Correct.
Now, whether it's a woman or whether it's a doctor,
Hmm.
right? So taking care of ourselves is not selfishness, that's
Yeah.
strategy.
Wow, I like that word. It's not selfishness.
That's
Strategy.
Yes. So it all begins with empowering yourselves. We talked about women empowerment, right?
Hmm.
But the first empowerment comes by strengthening ourselves physically,
Yeah.
mentally,
Hmm.
emotionally,
Hmm.
spiritually,
Ah.
and then obviously financially.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that is why we divide, or what I have decided,
Hmm.
or what I've been doing is dividing the entire day into a little bit of all this.
Okay.
Yeah. So the morning begins with physical
Huh.
empowerment, and
Huh.
that is why going to the gym is
Something that you have to
something-
do.
Yes.
Hmm.
So that is a non-negotiable thing.
Wow.
The second thing is spiritually. So some amount of meditation is required, some
Hmm.
amount of positive affirmations,
Yes.
and connect with God.
Yeah.
That deep gratitude,
Yes.
that is important, because at the end of all this, what is important is the peace that you need to be at.
Yeah.
Whether it is running 10 centers, whether it's running the house for any
Anything
person,
and everything.
that is important.
Yes.
Again, emotionally and mentally, you need to be happy, and that is why doing something other than work will give you that. And that is why I always feel that you should have some hobby.
Yeah.
And the hobbies that I have is dance
Wow.
and
Kathak
poetry.
is something I
Kathak,
know
yes.
you love. Yeah.
So I've already learned Bharatanatyam for 7 years earlier, and I'd always wanted to learn Kathak. So now, since the last 3 years, I've been doing that, and that is really very refreshing, energizing, and that is something that you look forward to. And that actually helps you, give you more strength and more energy to do your other work.
Other things, yeah.
So that is there once or twice a week. So I think we can pack in everything, provided we just divide our time properly. And then when I'm traveling, there is time for writing some poetry, some lines. And
so you do that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I do that because that's the only time available for myself. So what I feel is it's that, Eisenhower matrix that we have. So if what is important and what is urgent. So if something is both important and urgent, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
If something is neither important nor urgent, you better not do it.
Leave it.
Yes. So it's something like, scrolling reels and all.
Yeah.
Not that you shouldn't, but that takes up a lot of your time.
Yes.
Also, you need to have a good team behind you, whether it's in the office or at home.
Yes.
Because one person cannot do everything. So if there is something important, so you can delegate it to somebody.
Yes.
So that everything is not
on your
shoulders. And that is how you can get multiple things done.
Yeah.
And for that, you need to train your people around
you. Yeah.
That communication as to this is what I want. So once they know what you want, and then it becomes easier for them to do it, and then things get done also.
Yeah.
So I think maybe everybody follows that. Another thing is at one time, we are a mother, we are a surgeon, we are a clinician, we are a wife, we are a daughter, everything.
Multiple roles.
So multitasking is what comes naturally to us as women.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would also put in a extra caveat to that, is we should not compromise on the quality.
Okay.
So when you're doing too many things at one time, it's sometimes easy to do it half-heartedly, or sometimes that it happens.
Yeah.
But we need to see to it that whatever you are doing at that moment, you have to be 100%. So if I am doing a surgery, I need to be 100%
involved
as a surgeon. Then the next moment I might be a mother, and there I should be 100%.
And then 100% to Kathak.
Yes.
I mean, all of this, the way you said it, it was like, yeah, so simple, we should do it. But then I was actually thinking it's not that simple. You need to get into the practice. Maybe then, all these are important. If one of it is not functioning well, you get, disturbed and all. So, all of it is important, but it's just that how do you manage
And even for women, there are different phases in life.
Yeah.
Like for the first 22 years of my life, I never attended conferences. I never went for this thing. Though I was upgrading my knowledge, it's a different matter. But I wasn't traveling too much. My main focus was
learn
the hospital, bring up the clinic, the centers, and a home to look after the children.
Yeah.
So each woman goes through different phases in her career also.
Yes.
And it is not possible to have everything at every point of time. So, it is said that kabhi kisi ko mukammal jahan nahi milta. Kabhi zameen to kabhi asman nahi milta. And we should not even think of that. Okay? It is not possible
to get everything.
So that is why we should not cry when you don't get something.
Yeah.
There are so many other things that we have. So we should be grateful for what we have.
And the way you said the gratitude, that, we also keep talking about it, but that's what's needed. That's what keeps you sane. Otherwise, you keep comparing. You keep, thinking, I don't have this, I don't have that. What you have, be grateful, have gratitude for that.
And another thing is people keep commenting or talking. Like today I am in various, academic institutional roles or as heads of association roles. So as leaders, women leaders, we are also facing a lot of, criticism or this thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because people are, it's natural
you are in
to
that
give the
position.
comments.
Yeah, you are in that position.
But that's fine. I think we need to know first whether what we are doing is right. we need to have that conviction.
Yes.
वैसे कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे,
हाँ,
लोगों का
लोग-
काम है कहना.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
And it's not possible to keep everyone happy.
Obviously, don't even try to get there,
Yes, so
and
it's not possible to keep each and everyone around you happy.
Yeah.
So we just need to be sure that what we are doing is right.
Yeah. So towards the end, रात की चैन वाली नींद कि आज का
Yes.
दिन समाप्त, सब अच्छे से हुआ, आगे भी सब बढ़िया ही
Yes.
होए. So for someone listening to us today, okay, like you, there'll be a lot of other women out there who would be juggling with a lot of things. So what is that advice that you would want to give them? When, you know, as you mentioned, that if you're taking time for yourself, it's not being selfish, it's, you know, you're strategizing. So what advice would you give them?
Yes, so the thing is, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay, so if you have to take care of others, it's important that you take care of yourselves. You know, when you travel in a flight and then they show you that oxygen mask, what do they say? कि पहले वो oxygen mask खुद को लगाओ, फिर बच्चे को लगाओ. Not because you love your child less,
Yeah.
but it is because when you are strong enough to
Only
take
then.
care, only then you can. That is the philosophy behind it. So it is when you take care of yourself, you are strong enough to take care of others, whether
Others.
it's your family, your children, your home, and
Work,
your
people
work,
around, yeah.
everywhere around.
Yeah.
And that strong doesn't mean only physically strong, even mentally and spiritually.
100%.
You can be physically strong, but if you are mentally
Emotions are not in control,
yes.
obviously you'll not
So
do
if you are not in the right frame of
Of mind.
mind, you will keep yelling at people.
Yeah,
Others get irritated. So that's not the right way of living.
correct.
So you need to be at peace, and that is when you radiate happiness to others.
Around you.
So if you are not at peace, then you radiate
Negativity.
negative thoughts,
Yeah.
and that creates more problems.
Correct.
So if you are yourself, calm, undisturbed, happy, if somebody asks you, when was the last time you were happy? Then you'll say, oh yes, when I went for that movie or when we went abroad.
Why?
No, it
It
should
should
be
be now.
happy now and every moment. Whenever things around you change and your mind changes along with the things around you,
You're
that
not
means
stable.
others are in control of your emotions.
Yeah.
You need to be in control of your emotions. Once you do that, then you will be also in control of the
Things
things
around
around you.
100%.
So whoever are women achievers or at any stage of life, there's a very long way to go.
Yeah.
This is a long struggle. It's a long journey. So like, when you're going for a long journey, हम सब कुछ लेके जाते हैं. खाने की चीज, everything. We
सारा
pack
सामान
so
होना
many
है.
things.
Yeah, yeah.
So this life is like a long journey. So you have to pack a lot of things. Okay? But we don't need extra baggage.
Yeah.
So don't keep things that
That-
उसने ये कहा वो मन में रखना है, वो नहीं.
हाँ.
That's extra baggage. We don't need that.
Hmm.
But what is important is the love of everyone, your strength,
Yes.
and the strength of the people around you.
I really like the way you concluded it for me. We are constantly trying to prove ourselves at times, and as you said, living for others' expectation and all that. But live for yourself. Initially, take care of your oxygen mask first, and then go out and help others. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. It was so nice to talk to you, and thank you for sharing such honest conversation with us.
And actually, I would like to end with
Sure.
a line from one of my poems.
Oh, bilkul, we love it.
So actually, this poem I'd written a few years ago. The newspapers, there was an article about how some children had, committed suicide because they had faced failure in life. And that was really very shocking to me. I said, why children of today don't have the courage to face failure? Why they don't look at failure as a stepping stone to success in the future?
Yeah.
Probably because there's nobody who is guiding them. And that is why we as parents or we as people around should be very observant, alert, and maybe give them some kind of
Yeah,
motivation.
because always
So-
achievements are glamorized. That's the reason I
Yes.
think.
So it's just that the person who is achieving more
Yeah.
is
Getting
looked
more
up
attention.
to, whereas others are not. It should not be the case, ideally. But that is why I had written this poem.
Okay.
So just a few lines from
Sure.
that. दूर बड़ी मंजिल है तो क्या, दूर बड़ी मंजिल है तो क्या, नजर नहीं साहिल भी तो क्या, मन में जब विश्वास भरा हो राहें कितनी मुश्किल तो क्या, हार से हार न मानेंगे, हार से हार न मानेंगे, साहस ही रीत हमारी है, बस हौसला टूटे ना अब, इसी में जीत हमारी है.
वाह वाह वाह, लवली लवली. तो ये सब बच्चों को सुनना चाहिए आज के टाइम पे. तो मोर ओवर, एंड एज यू राइटली सेड, ये है, बच्चे नहीं, हम सब में भी हो जाता है ये, बिकॉज हम कंपेयर कर रहे हैं. फेलियर तो इज पार्ट एंड पार्सल. सो यस,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Heru's story goes beyond achievements and titles and into the heart of what actually goes into building something not just for yourself but for hundreds of women around who call this institution as their home. Thank you for joining us today, and keep listening to the Blue Bindi podcast, where finance meets fearless women. Thank you.